Hello and welcome to today's video. So this is a really exciting one and a very casual one. This is going to be my entire July reading month, my July wrap up. I'm just going to go through all the books, what I thought of them, what ratings I gave them, and just any feelings. As always, this will be spoiler free, and yeah, I'm really excited for this. So to be honest, I don't really have a lot to say. I managed to read 8 books throughout the entire July, so I'm really happy with that. That's a bit average at the moment, so I'm pretty happy with myself. And then I also started a few other books, but unfortunately I didn't finish them. So I guess first of all we should honourably mention the 3 books that I'm partway through. This is City of Fallen Angels, Wildcat and Elantris. All of these I'm enjoying and all of them I'm partway through, but all of them are also quite dense, so I'm just taking it slow and easy. So these will be in a future wrap up, but I thought I'd mention them as I have been reading them throughout this month. So I guess we should just go for the first book. So the first book I read this month was Shiva by May Stevewater. This is a book about a girl and a boy. It's a book about werewolves, and I enjoyed it. I gave this one 3.5 stars in the end. I thought it was a really strong start to the series, but there's just a few things that I wasn't happy with. One thing that I did find really interesting in this one is at the start of every chapter we get the temperature as well, so like what temperature it is for them. I found that really interesting. I hadn't seen anything like that before, so that was definitely a pro. And yeah, that was the first book of the month. Gave it 3.5 stars and I was really happy with it. Following on from that one, I then very quickly read this one. This is 100 Years. The selections are by Joshua Prager and the visualizations are by Milton Glasser. But essentially what this is a quote from a book for every year of your life. So 10, what's the age on that? 47, 60, 74, and every year has got like basically a section of a book that mentions that year on it. So I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 stars. It was a really cool and interesting read, and I would definitely be interested to see things like this in the future as well. So for instance, right now I am 24, so let's go to 24. So 24 says, she was 24 years old. She wanted to inhabit facts, not dreams. And that was Salman Rushdie in Shalimar the Clone. And every single year has got a different quote like that. It was just really fun and really interesting, and I really enjoyed that. Then if we go back for a second to the first book I read this month, after that I then read the other 3 books. So these 4 together are a complete set. These 2 are part of the trilogy and this is a follow-on book. So I should basically talk about them together because I'm not really going to be able to give you any facts. The first book, what I said about that, these are continuations, and then this last one here is the same storyline but following different characters like later on after the main story has finished. For Linger, I gave this 3.5 stars. For Forever, to be honest, it was a really weak ending. I didn't enjoy this one so much. I gave that 2 stars. But then for Sinner, the continuation book, I really enjoyed this. The characters it followed ended up being 2 of my favourite characters throughout the original series that we just saw bits of. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I actually gave it 4 stars in the end, which means that kind of standalone, like continuation-y book following different characters was actually my favourite of the whole series. So yeah. And then if you are interested to know more about these, I did actually do a reading vlog whilst reading them all. It is completely spoiler filled and lots of information, tells you exactly how I was feeling as I was reading them and what I predicted, who I suspected, all that sort of stuff. So if you are interested, I will link that in the cards above. Then after I read that one, I went ahead and read The Secret Circle, The Initiation and The Captive Part 1. There was about 5, 6, 7, something like that years ago now, a TV series, The Secret Circle, and at the time I knew it was based on the books, but I'd never read the books and I wanted to, so I already owned this one and I'd found the next one along in a charity shop, so I was like, well, it's probably time to start them. I really enjoyed this. It was wrote so much earlier than I thought it was. This book is from, I'm sure it will tell me, originally published 1992. This book was published before I was born. So there was that interesting bit. It turns out the TV show had like made it more current. But I really enjoyed this and I really can't wait to continue reading it. It was very short. There's like 1.5 books in here. There's like the first book and the first half of the second book. It's a bind up. And I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed the story and I thought it was cool. Like, I still don't feel like we know every character. There's about 12 kind of like main circle characters. The main character we follow is this girl here, Cassie, and I feel confident in that. Like, we're following her story, that's great, and we kind of slowly in different sections getting to know different people that are also part of the main circle. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it and I'm really excited to continue on the series. I'm going to try and find the rest of the books. I think there's quite a few of them, and yeah, I guess I should quickly say what it's about. So it's about witches and witchcraft, and let's see, I'm going to read what it says on the back to make sure I'm not spoiling anything. So yeah, essentially what it says on the back, Cassie has to move to live with her grandma, and when she moves there she gets initiated into the secret circle, which is a circle of witches. And I don't know if it actually says coven, but I guess like if you're looking for that sort of terminology, that is probably what you call it. So yeah, that is that book and I really enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend picking it up. It is obviously set in like 1990-ish, so don't expect it to be super modern, but the story is really amazing. Next after that, we really excitedly have my first 5-star of the month, and that is Graceling. I love this book. I decided to read it this month because the Graceling along has officially started. Basically, the Graceling series has 4 books. Some people who, I'll link the announcement video down below because I can't remember all the facts, but it's happening this month and for the next 3 months essentially. It's 1 book a month, and I thought I'd take part because I found the first book and the second book in a charity shop after I'd heard about this happening, and I'm really excited for it. We follow main character Katza, and we see everything she has to deal with. Essentially, people in this world, some of them are born with graces, and if you have a grace it means you have some sort of special ability, and you can tell who has a grace because they have one eye one colour and their other eye is another colour. Depending on where you are in the world, depends on how graces are viewed, but Katza is basically starts the story not having the best of times and trying to come to terms with everything her grace means, I guess. I mean, it's not the forefront of the story, but if you read into it, it definitely is about that, and lots of characters get involved. There's a baddie, and yeah, we just followed along the story and I really enjoyed it. I think I read this during a reading vlog as well. If I did, I'll link that up there. I think I read this during like a weekend reading vlog, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I really loved this and I can't wait to continue on the series. So yeah. And then last but not least for July, I read This Winter. This is a short little like novella type book. I think it does say yeah, a solitaire novella, and I haven't actually read Solitaire because I've decided to read the Alice Osman books in chronological order, just because randomly that's how it started. Heartstopper comes first, and this one is actually set before Solitaire, so I am hoping to read Solitaire very soon. But yeah, last book of the month was this one. It is super short, super sweet, and I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 4 stars because of how small it was and because it didn't give me the opportunity due to the size. I didn't feel like I'd give it 5 stars, but honestly, if other people had given it 5 stars, I wouldn't be complaining. I really loved it. We got to see from Charlie's perspective, Tori's perspective and Oliver's perspective. I've read from Charlie's perspective in the Heartstopper. I haven't yet read from Tori's perspective before this, but her perspective is in the Solitaire, and I've never read for Oliver's perspective either, and it was a very short little section, but I really enjoyed it. If you're not familiar with the Alice Osman Heartstopper Solitaire universe thing, there's loads of information on her website about exactly what's what and trigger warnings for different books and the order they're in chronologically, the order they're in publication wise, loads of information there, and I would highly recommend. I will also say the actual art style in this, we don't see as much of it as we do in the Heartstopper graphic novels, obviously, because this is a novel, but we still have the same art style and I really like it. So yeah, so here is the entire stack of books. I am really impressed, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, there were some quite chunky ones in here and I'm really happy with what I've read. I am hoping to read a bit more next month. There's a few audio books that I'm really excited to start, and I have actually, I mean, it's the 1st of August, so I'm recording this and I have already started my first book and I'm a few chapters in and I'm excited. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like, subscribe down below if you'd like to see more content like this, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.